And HUD 8, Sue Eunice, I've talked to her many times, she believes that Bitcoin can capture some of gold's market. And if so, $100,000 is right around the corner. It's going to come in no time. And this will definitely happen. Literally no one buys gold as investment. They buy gold as a jewelry or gold as, I don't know, inside electronic devices, but there's no young people that's buying gold as an investment, okay? Only Peter Schiff does, and maybe Robert Kiyosaki. But all the young people, they're looking for gains and digital representation of gold, digital store values like Bitcoin, right? So 100,000 is really just the beginning. It really is just the beginning, right? So Bitcoin hitting a 4-year low on volume, I would argue is very bullish, along with all the supporting metrics that show that Bitcoin is getting ready. It's stagnant and maybe a little fuddish right now, but it is getting ready to move upwards in a big, big way. You definitely don't want to be out of the game right now. Avalanche. I got some Avalanche news. Avalanche is a popular I guess it's an L0 now. It used to be like an L1, EVM compatible L1, but they kind of changed it to L0 because now they have subnets, right? But anyways, Ethereum competitor, although EVM compatible, sees surge in daily transactions, active address in second quarter. That's fantastic. And there's some unique stuff about it because they do have L1s, okay, that's like, part of Avalanche. For example, Beam, Mirrored Circle, right? Another L1 that's on top of Avalanche. DeFi Kingdoms have their DeFi Kingdoms chain, right? So, but case in point, they are L1 that's focused on games, right? So now they're onboarding a lot of cool games. It's definitely helping with a transaction count, right? So, and then there's something else like Dexalot, which is also another DEX that's coming on board, right? And they got an incentive of $3 million to build on Avalanche, right? So this makes sense. There's just a lot of stuff happening right now. So I like Avalanche quite a lot. I do. I think they're one of my favorite projects, favorite L0s, L1s out there. I think it's more like an L0 these days. But I think they have a lot of potential. So good for Avalanche. Also, another one that I am fond of is Polygon. Major enhancements. There, Sandeep is talking about this new pool token. Okay, that one token, while staked, can power multiple chains, including their ZK EVM chain, their native chain, and their Polygon 2.0 chain. So that's going to be revolutionary, and that's coming up. So I'm very excited about that as well. And the last thing I saw this is no good, but we all knew it was coming. The SEC, Gary Gensler, sues this Los Angeles-based company called Impact Theory for selling $30 million in NFTs. It was an NFT security sale, according to SEC. They did it for fundraising reasons, and they were promising dividends and all that. So they got fined. They admitted no wrongdoing, but they had to pay $6 million in fines and remove the commission part or dividend part, right? So the SEC is going after NFT makers too. So a lot of projects, they fundraise through NFTs, not through tokens, because they know the SEC is watching. But now the SEC is going after NFT projects as well. So something to watch out for. DCG, one of the company. No, DCG is the parent company of Genesis, and Genesis was a lending company mostly to institutions, but they had this thing with Gemini, right? Gemini Earn was offered by Genesis. Obviously they closed doors, but they have agreed to pay $1.1 billion, which is a large amount, covering almost up to 90% of what they lost, right? So I don't know how many of you guys have money stuck in Gemini Earn, but it seems like you'll be getting most of your crypto back. So that's pretty good, but not all of it. Not all of it, most of it. They say it depends on conditions of the market, right? So before they pay, if the whole market goes upwards, it could be 100%. So pretty good, pretty good. The very first crypto trading program or platform or exchange was launched today, right? So even though we didn't see a big boost from this could be huge going forward, especially if China's economy keeps going down, right? You know those rich people want to get their money out. What better way than to buy Bitcoin, right? Right now, China is very strict with how much you can buy, how much assets overseas you could buy, right? Basically, they're locking in people's assets, right? But now, if they buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever else they buy, they can now move their money out of the country, because once someone has Bitcoin, all they need is a wallet and they could transfer anywhere in the world, right? So I think there's bigger implications here, okay? Besides, yes, millions and millions and millions of people coming in and buying Bitcoin, especially during a bull run, this is going to be very important. But now, also with the side, kind of like the scariness out of China, this could drive a lot more people to Bitcoin too. So today is the very first day of crypto trading for retail investors. There's only this one exchange called Hashkey, but there's 80 other plus that are waiting to launch in Hong Kong. So this is going to be very, very good, I believe. We do have a lot of economic data to digest. JOLTS is today, payrolls tomorrow, GDP tomorrow, home sales tomorrow. Then we got PC inflation on Thursday, jobless claim on Thursday. This is a big week for economic data. So far we had a break yesterday, today. We're going to kick off a lot of this. And of course, we'll see if this affects the market. Let's see how Wall Street reacts, because all of this, of course, affects this guy right here, Jerome Powell, in terms of whether or not he's going to do another rate hike next month, right? So, yeah, we got a lot of economic data to digest. We also have a lot of fears for China right now. I've covered them a couple days now. Evergrande, the biggest commercial developer, or maybe just real estate developer, may not even be commercial. Their stock is plunging, keeps on going down because they are insolvent and they're going bankrupt. But the question is, will China save them? Because China's in a really bad spot. Do they really want what happened to us in the U.S. in 2008 when, all the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, AIG, all these big institutions, were collapsing, right? They needed to do something. They bailed all of them out. So is China going to do the same thing with Evergrande and others that may follow, right? I don't know. I think so, because they can't let their economy get any worse than it is. So that is also something to pay attention to as we move forward.